What is going on, guys? The Balor Fan 85 right here, and I'm going solo. You know why I'm going solo? Because the wife is on vacation duty. And by vacation duty, I mean she's not on vacation because she's being a mom in the other room. So if you hear anything going on, that is her trying to get the baby to eat. That's normally my job. See, that's the only thing I'm really good at is getting the baby to eat because she doesn't really want to, mama for everything. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, except I'm not the mama, okay? That's neither here nor there, no. I've got Sako right here keeping me company while I'm doing this. I don't think he's going to chime in much, but we're going to try. We're going to see what's going on. So we have a request. I think it's one of the first requests we've ever got. We've actually had a built brother send us a belt to review. It's not like I had friends come over who wanted to show off their belts. This person trusted me enough to send a rarer belt over to me to review. Now I'm sorry. Shout out to Colin Solve, by the way. Sal, I'm sure I'm butchering your last name, but you are the trifecta king, my friend. You've got the mini, the kids, and the adult. So good on you for that. You really and truly, I'm jealous of your collection. I'm sorry I don't have Miss Balor Fan 85 right here. I know that's what everybody comes here to see. I'm not worth looking at. I know that. I know that. I mean, hey. That's neither here nor there. Colin bought a rarer belt. Now he's kind of a connoisseur, kind of like Eric. He buys, he's got a certain taste. And he buys some of the rarer belts. As a matter of fact, we bought our second Evolution. He wanted to buy it. We sold it to him with the offshoot that, you know, if he decided to sell it, we wanted it back. So he decided to sell. We wanted it back. We got it back. So now we still have 2 Evolution belts in our collection. Hopefully we will get that done here shortly and have it out to you so we can do a really good Evolution review where Miss Balor Fan 85 gets to sit in and actually review it, because I know she wanted to, and the company I had at the time was not worth doing that review with. So one thing about WWE Shop replica belts, it wasn't always WWE Shop actually doing the replica belts. There was a company called Figures Toy Company, or Figs Inc. is what we call it in the belt hobby. They did most of your replica belts back late 90s through the 2000s, through the early 2010s. They got popular enough once everybody started buying a lot of belts and they saw these things were popular, they decided to make some generic belts for like indie promotions or backyard, you know, stuff like that. So I've seen their actual heavyweight championship in person, which was a big circular main plate, and it had a lot of glow. It had a lot of flags all the way around it. It was a decent looking belt. It wasn't around long. I actually saw several indie promotions using that belt. Another thing they did once the spinner belt came out, once John Cena introduced the spinner belt, they introduced their own kind of generic world top. Now these belts, they didn't sell very well because, you know, most people wanted the WWE, the WCW, ECW. They wanted those replica belts. There wasn't a lot of demand for these belts, so they became kind of rare. Colin happened to find this. He sent me a message. Hey, do you want to review this? And I said, sure, I will review any belt. If you have a belt that you want me to review, shout me out. I don't mind reviewing it. So he purchased the belt and sent it directly to me. Colin hasn't even seen this belt in person yet. So this review is actually going to help him see what's going on. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and introduce to you the Figs Inc. spinner belt. So let me go into what I like about this belt. These plates are really thick. I'm not even gonna lie, they're about as thick as the replica spinner belt. And this belt is surprisingly heavy. I mean, this main plate this belt probably weighs at least as much as the spinner belt, maybe even more. So we're looking at 7, 8, maybe 8.5 pounds. It is a 3-plater. No, actually, I'm sorry. This is really my first time looking at it. It is a 4-plater. So you have 2 side plates on one side, you have 1 side plate on the other, and then you have the massive main plate. So first things first, I do like the fact, I'm going to go ahead and say all but one of the plates are autographed. And you know what? I think that is what you do with this belt. This is a generic spinner belt You have your generic world title. Why not make it a collector's piece where you put autographs on it? So on one side, I think we have Rikishi. I'm pretty sure that's Rikishi. Then you have Rey Mysterio on the other side. Then you have Ryback on the main plate. So yeah, I think that's what I would do if I bought this back in the day. I would turn it into, and these plates are huge. They're perfect for autographs. So I would definitely do that. Maybe not have Ryback on the main plate, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I can't say that I didn't vote for him to retire. I can't say that I won't do it if he put it back up. I always miss out on these polls. He was a nice guy that we got a chance to meet him. Very nice guy. We met him and Wade Barrett at the same time. So that's pretty cool. I love the fact you have Rey Mysterio on this. And like I said, I believe this is Rikishi, but I'm not entirely sure. It looks like it. So just right off the bat, like I said, the plates are thick. The plates are heavy. This really does look like a trophy belt. But at the same time, one thing I really think it needs is just more texture in it. Again, this is generic, so each plate is basically like a plaque with no engraving on it. The only words on this belt, aside from the autograph, of course, is World Champion. You do have some stones. You have some red, white, and blue stones. I am digging that. You do have a removable nameplate down here. I believe it's removable. Let me double check. Yes, it is removable. Let me go ahead and get into this belt because I'm kind of seeing this the same time you are. I did take it out of the box. I did kind of give it a look over, but it's been a busy weekend. I'm not even going to lie. So we're going to turn this around. I'm going to turn this around. We're going to start over here at the male snaps. We have a 2x1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2x8 snap box. This is a wide set snap pattern. At least it looks like it to me. It looks wider than usual. Again, you have your generic, I say generic a lot, but this is actual generic snap box. And the snap box is the snap box is sewn in to the snaps over here, and you have that basic kind of pebble tooling. You have stitching all the way around the belt. Now this is one of those early Figs replicas, so you don't have any clamshell tooling, and it's basically the earlier strap. One thing about these early straps, it seemed like whereas we know now what we get with the simulated leather strap is a couple of pieces of cardboard and foam with something placed over it resembling leather. Back in these days, this was more, it reminded me of a vinyl, and it didn't stay on that foam or that cardboard very long. It would bubble up. I'm not going to knock this belt for having this bubble, these tears, because actually I like that in a collection. That means that this belt was loved for the most part. It was carried around. You can tell it was carried to at least one show. So I'm really digging that. But it is that older strap. WWE Shop has come a long way since they took over these replica manufacture, sell, all that good stuff. They've come a long way in upgrading their strap. So it is actually really comforting to come to one of these belts and see this old strap and then look at one of these straps, especially back here, and get an idea of where we've come since then. You know, especially the old 98, 99 WCW Big Gold, especially the old WWE Attitude Era belts. I mean, you'd always see those straps just wave and just bubble up. So coming over here to the first main plate, it's basically, what I'm going to do is, okay, so this is basically a medallion with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 16 stones all around it. These are clear stones. And again, you have, again, I'm really thinking this is Rikishi. So we're just going to keep saying that. I'm not sure what it says above Rikishi. I know it says WWE Hall of Fame up underneath. But again, there's not much detail to go into with this belt. So I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing. I would love to see more detail, but that's just me. As a display piece, you know, whatever floats your boat, that's all that matters in this case. So coming over here to the main plate, what I do love about this, you don't see this very often. On each side of this main plate, this is made to look like a trophy. This is a handle on both sides. You can actually, I'm sure if you took this off the strap, you can hold it up just like a trophy. So that's really cool. You also have World Champion, and then you have your stones all around it. So one thing I did mention that I haven't actually shown you guys is that this is a spinner belt. This is a spinner belt. So you can see it's in there very well. I'm doing this, not really moving it, but if you put a little pressure, it does spin. One thing I do like about this has the magnet in place. So when you do this and it keeps doing that, the magnet locks it back into place from where it was supposed to be. So I do love that. WWE Shop didn't actually do that with their spinner belts. You basically had to put either a piece of cardboard up under there, or you had to remove or lock an area down to keep it in the area. When I got my spinner belt, I bought it from a really good friend of mine, and he had a piece of cardboard blocking it. So that was really cool. I took it off though just because I wanted I wanted to spin. I wanted that freedom. But I'd also like to get a magnet. That way I can have this. I mean, you see it just kind of goes right back to where it should. Unless it makes a liar out of me like this. So we're going to move it a little bit. And there it goes. Locks back into place. So we're just going to do this. I think that is a really good feature. You have your removable nameplate down here. And again, you just have these handles that you can, again, you can take it off. This could be a wall piece if you really wanted it. So coming over here to the next one, it's exactly the same as the side plate on the other side. This one's signed by Rey Mysterio, of course. Again, I'm not knocking this belt for any sort of wear it has on it because, first off, it's not my belt. And second off, this is an older belt. This is going to have some wear to it. Again, I've got my Undisputed belt over here. That was the very first belt I ever bought back in 2005. I've had it for 16 years now. It's got some scratches. I did keep the leather. I did keep the strap in very good shape. I don't even think there's a crease in the strap. But that's just these are just signs of it's been carried, it's been used. I've taken the Undisputed to I think at least a couple of shows. So I'm not going to knock it for any of this. This is an older belt. So you've got Rey Mysterio, and I'm sure you've got the same amount of stones as you do on this other side. So coming over here, I'm not sure why they did 2 plates on one side and 1 plate on the other. I guess they wanted to make it more of a property plate. That is one good thing about these generic belts. Really all it takes is some vinyl, and you can put these on here. You can make your own custom world title fit to whatever you want. You can make this a beer drinking championship. You can make this your indie championship, your backyard championship. You can make this whatever you want with just a little bit of vinyl. Or I'm not even sure if you could take this off and go have it engraved. Not sure. But we have this. I would assume this is going to be the property plate over here. And it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Again, 16 stones. Just a smaller side plate. Again, you have just your flat strap. There's no tooling. I mean, all you have is the stitching all the way around it. You have no tooling all the way around the plates. Going right into your female snaps, 2x1, 2, 3, 2x5 snap set. You also have your sewn in, just your regular snap box, basically. I mean, snap patch, may as well call it. Pretty short, sweet, and to the point as far as this goes. I kind of like looking at some of these older belts, and I remember the first replica I ever held where it was this kind of bubble strap, and for the longest time, I was scared to get one of these because of this. I like, for the most part, when I put them up for display, I don't like this. To me, they're blemishes. But again, to each their own. It's one of those things where now I'm looking back, and if you look over here on the back, there's a little bit of bubble. They don't bubble near as much. If you're looking at this IC title or anything like that, they bubble nowhere near as much. The best thing I can show you is the Austin belt over here. Again, no tooling all the way around it. This was pretty much snapped up for the majority until I was able to put it on the screws. And you can see the strap has come a long way because you don't have that bubbling. It's pretty much flat all the way down. So we've come a long way from this strap. So we're going to come around here to the back, and I don't really want to put it on here. It's your basic back, but one thing you'll see that you haven't seen, and I don't think anything else that I've shown with, except maybe maybe my Undisputed. When you come to the patch in the middle, instead of a WWE Shop patch, you see the Figures Toy Company patch. This company was based out of Rhode Island for the longest time. This is where you got a lot of your replica belts, a lot of your toys. It was WrestlingSuperstore.com. WrestlingSuperstore.com is still around. This company has since moved to Tampa, Florida, and I think they moved somewhere in the around 2010, maybe a little earlier. I'm not entirely sure. This patch is from 2011, and they were already in Tampa. So Figures Toy Company, eventually WWE had a dispute with them. They decided they could make and sell their own belts. So that's what they do now. WWE Shop, they're the supplier. They do the manufacture and all that. But it was Figures Toy Company. This is where I bought my first replica, was Figures Toy Company, WrestlingSuperstore.com. It was that Undisputed V2. I do kind of miss the way they used to do their belts. Back in the day, you had adult replica belts, you had deluxe replicas, you had ultra deluxe, and then you had, in some cases, a master series. I really think if WWE Shop did that, now you have two different types. Maybe three if you count in the network logo. So you have your commemoratives, plastic plates. Going into adult replicas, it's your basic metal plate, simulated leather strap. That's pretty much it for most belts. And then if you have a logoed belt, you go up to, I think they call it deluxe. I think they have two different versions of like a deluxe. And then occasionally they'll put the Elite TV series up. So I do miss the fact, you know, and back then, I think in 2005, the replica was $3.99. I'm sorry, I think the replica was $2.99. Deluxe was $3.99. Ultra Deluxe was $4.99. So each one went up by $100. The Deluxe supposedly had a better leather strap, or simulated leather. I never saw a difference, but it is what it is as far as that. I went for the Deluxe, $400, and then I got my Undisputed. But all in all, I'm glad I saw one of these in person, just to kind of get an idea, because anybody watching this YouTube channel, you like belts. I'm sure you like belts. I'm sure if one came in front of you right now, you would enjoy. You would take every bit of it in. You would check it out from top to bottom, inside out. You would really enjoy it, and that's what I do. I enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much, Colin, for bringing this, or for shipping it to me and letting me see it. I really do love the thick plates. I love the fact this is kind of heavy. And I do love the fact that Figs Inc. thought ahead when the replica belts got popular, and they made these kind of for your indie promotions or for different things. And again, the fact that it's a little rare now because there wasn't a huge market for these makes it even cooler that I'm holding one. So I'm really glad I got to hold one. Again, thank you, Colin, so much. I will be shipping it out the day after this review, so you will get it here shortly. And you know, I'm glad you got it. I think you'll enjoy it. By the way, Colin also bought the white and blue belt that we showed, the Leather Rebels belt that we had with Eric. He bought that, and great to see it go to a great home and a great collection. And again, every time you send me videos of your Trifecta collection or any of the rare belts you have, I always love looking at them. So with that being said, I think I've covered everything I can cover in this with this belt. If you get a chance to come across it at the right price, it's not a bad belt. I do love the fact that you have that lock-in, spinner. Again, the plates are heavy, the plates are thick, and you know, you can put a little vinyl on it. You can make it any sort of championship you want. You never know. This could be a Balor Fan Championship. May get one of these and turn it into a Balor Championship, or anything like that. But that's pretty much all I got, guys. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe. We will catch you guys down the road.